Well, 2020, here we are again, changing our format due to the rules of social distancing amid the pandemic that's kept us apart for far too long. We had very much looked forward to celebrating the 2020 class of the Moody on the Market 15 under 15 small business enterprises in Michigan's Great Southwest with 15 or fewer employees. Our plan would have virtually every one of those employees with us to mark the occasion. And while you may all be here at some point due to our virtual presentation, it's not the same. Congratulations, nevertheless, to the 15 top-notch business entities that you are about to hear about for their impact on Michigan's Great Southwest. Now, before we begin telling you about them, there are some special people to thank, including the sponsors and underwriters who helped make this all possible in the first place. We owe a great debt of gratitude to the Southwest Michigan Regional Chamber, who afforded us the space here to be able to make this presentation, and McGee's Heating and Air Conditioning as our major sponsors, with support from the Mason Jar Cafe and United Way of Southwest Michigan. Now, without the financial resources provided by your underwriting roles, we wouldn't be able to honor these great companies in the manner in which they should be recognized. I also owe a great deal to the selection committee, which was chaired by Zach Vaughn, a member of the 40 under 40 class of 2020. He selected the committee who did the scoring and eventual selection of all of the fine companies and organizations that have made it to the winner's circle here today. He recruited Corbin Stokes, Ellie Mordyke, and Sarah Spoonholtz from the chamber to adjudicate the 43 entries turned in this year, working to narrow the field of the top 15. Not an easy task, and a huge thank you to their hard work in giving us the ultimate winners list. As you listen to the success stories of these folks, keep in mind that current stats tell us that 20% of businesses fail in their first year. And by the year 10, more than 70% of businesses have failed. The great news is that 80% of our winners have surpassed their 10th year in business, in many cases in spite of the pandemic that we're in as a result. Most businesses fail for one overarching reason. They either give up, they don't work hard enough, they aren't resourceful when things get tight, and man, we've seen a lot of pivoting during this pandemic, and they don't see success within 6 months of starting their business, so they don't think it's going to work, and they quit. The major key to all success is relentlessly getting after it and doing the most important or most impactful thing each day. Those who continue to buckle down, do the hard and most impactful tasks first every single day, end up succeeding, whether they've been around for 30 years or 3. Well, let's get to it and tell the world what you've accomplished and how you're being honored. First up is Redbud Hardware. When the community of Buchanan watched as its last hardware store closed its doors on East Front Street in town 20 years ago in 2000, the gap it left on the local retail scene was seriously tangible. The store was sorely missed, especially by weekend do-it-yourselfers who discovered at the last minute that they didn't have everything they needed to get the job done and faced having to head out of town for a minor piece of the puzzle here and there. We're not sure if Tracy and Dave Dippo were among the weekend warriors left to their own devices, but we do know for certain that they were of the considered opinion that every town needs a good hardware store. Every town, including Buchanan. That's why 2 years later, in 2002, they stepped up to the plate, bought the business, and reopened as Redbud Hardware with a small but mighty team of folks who were laser focused on quality customer service, now earning their way into the 15 under 15. We've all heard the Silicon Valley stories about high-tech startups that were born of ideas hatched in somebody's garage. Well, one of the 15 under 15 winners for 2020 here actually originated in the garage of Jim Vollmer, who first began repairing boats in his personal garage in Glenwood before expanding his practice into Sister Lakes more than 30 years ago. He purchased the old USA Gutter Building and powered forward to become one of the largest inland lake marinas serving Southwest Michigan as what is now known as JD's Marina of Watervliet. Began life in 1987 under the name Midway Plaza Marine Service. At that time, they were a service-only marina, but my, how times have changed. Today, JD's Marina is an Avalon pontoon dealer bringing aboard Mercury and Yamaha outboards, as well as servicing Evinrude products side by side with all of the essential accessories for boaters to enjoy their time on the water. From Watervliet, it's JD's Marina in the 15 under 15. The ultimate testimony of dedication to your place of business is when you so deeply admire the company that you buy it for yourself and take over the reins. Such is the case of 15 under 15 award winner Express Employment Professional owners Ryan Smith and Athea Latham. Another strong measure of the value that has accrued to their enterprise was their selection to the Moody on the Market 20 Best Places to Work earlier this year. Ryan and Afia are clearly imbuing their team with that enthusiasm as well, inasmuch as their nominator is a staff member herself, Casey, who writes, "Everyone that works at Express is extremely passionate about helping others. It says it all in our slogan, respecting people, impacting businesses. Doing it every day is the team at Express Pros of St. Joe." There's an old adage that says you'll do well by doing good. Now, that concept has certainly paid dividends for Jim and Julie Thompson at their Bigby Coffee Shop in the Courthouse Square, where they also own and operate Zoop. Now, the person who nominated the Thompsons for the Moody on the Market 15 Under 15 this year summed things up in her opening statement by telling us the Thompsons run an amazing business, take wonderful care of their employees, and have top-notch customer service all the time. Oh, and they follow the parent company's mantra faithfully, "We exist to love people." The love is readily apparent on virtually every level, from the well-trained team to the seemingly endless ways in which Bigby has given back to the community in good times and bad. Congratulations, Bigby of St. Joe, on being 15 Under 15. 16 years ago, Dr. Jeffrey Sheska peered through the looking glass at the sector of the healthcare industry that he had undertaken and excelled at, and set his sights on the simple principle of preserving the one-on-one doctor-patient relationship that he felt was disappearing in a world of corporate and oversized optometry and ophthalmology practices across America. Ever since that seminal year of 2004, Dr. Sheska has dedicated his eye care career to building the practice of Advanced Family Eye Care, PC, on that platform of one-to-one service. He and his crew of 14 loyal employees and practitioners have focused on his interests in eye care, which are centered on family practice, pediatric, sports vision, contact lens specialty, and difficult fits, as well as the diagnosis and treatment of a broad range of ocular diseases and conditions. The person who nominated the Advanced Family Eye Care team for the 15 Under 15 award opened with a testimonial statement that the one-on-one experience you receive is wonderful. They make you feel so welcome, adding, "The best eye care experience around. They truly care about their patients at Advanced Family Eye Care of St. Joe." While Adams & Son Incorporated Heating and Cooling was in the running to join the 2020 class of the Moody on the Market 15 Under 15, they coincidentally were on the docket as one of only 27 companies in all of Michigan to make the first round cut to earn the title of Coolest Thing Made in Michigan for 2020. They didn't make it into the final round for the People's Choice in that competition, but here they are as winners in the 15 Under 15. Barry and Tracy Adams make a remarkable husband and wife team. In the 21-year HVAC contractor that has steadily gained market share over the years by being both fair and customer-focused, employee-focused, and community-focused, while operating with integrity and being highly respected in their field. In fact, the nominator opened the bid with the bold statement, "This company and your award belong together." Founded in December of 1999, Adams & Son is still headquartered at 7060 Hillendale Road in Sodus, just off the Sodus Parkway. Tracy says, "We are on a personal mission to change the public's perception of a service company. This is not just a job for us, it's our life philosophy. We want to rest easy daily, knowing we've served our employees, customers, and community exceptionally well." And they have. Congratulations to Adams & Son HVAC. Whenever the door swings open at 3905 and 139 in St. Joseph and somebody walks through it, they are immediately part of the Rise family. No questions asked. At the Rise, which is short for Railsback Indoor Sports Expo, everybody is always looking out for one another thanks to the culture of family because, as co-owner Nicole Railsback tells us, we believe in family first. Our go-to phrase is, "I got you," and it shows by the sheer level of commitment that our coaches have with one another and to our athletes. The Rise, barely more than 15 months old at nomination time, is an indoor sports facility offering individual and group lessons and training in baseball, softball, soccer, football, and agility and strength training. However, they also offer the ability to rent out the entire facility for team practices and training as well as parties. Nicole insists, however, we are more than just sports. We truly care about our athletes and strive to make that known in the way we treat them on and off the field. We believe we are creating a legacy of kids who are determined to never give up, to always continue to move forward, to rise. And they continue to rise every single day, even despite the pandemic, giving back to the community with great regularity. Congratulations to the team at Railsback Indoor Sports Expo, the Rise. You know, you're entering a patient-focused business when you find out that in the beginning, the medical office you're walking into was actually named by a patient in a contest to find the best name for the practice. Such is the case for Lifestyle Chiropractic of Waterville. Dr. Andy DeHaven was just out of medical school when he started as a satellite office for another chiropractor when he purchased the business in February of 1995. When he bought the business, it was called Midway Chiropractic, largely because it was midway between Coloma and Waterville on Red Earl Highway. The good doctor figured, let's see what the patients would like to call us. And one of them suggested the name Lifestyle Chiropractic. And that, my friends, is how they got their name 25 years ago. Dr. DeHaven began the practice with just one employee, his wife Ann. As they have grown over the course of that quarter century in business, they added employees as well as an office manager and began offering massage therapy as well. Located still at 7652 Red Earl Highway, Lifestyle Chiropractic has been a staple in the community for a long time, and now they're among the 15 under 15 for 2020. First things first, especially for those who don't already know this. The Lazy Ballerina Winery in Southwest Michigan has absolutely nothing whatsoever to do with unmotivated dancers. For the unaware, lazy ballerina is a term used in the world of viticulture. It actually refers to a type of trellis system that a grapevine is grown on. The entrepreneurial women who own Lazy Ballerina elected to make that name their own and create a fun, slightly quirky wine brand to appeal to women, to dancers, or those who try to dance, and all Michigan wine lovers alike. So, now you know. Headquartered in downtown St. Joe with a satellite tasting room in downtown Bridgman, Lazy Ballerina Winery is the brainchild and dream come true of cousins Melanie Owen and Lauren Canibus, marking their 5th anniversary year in the shadow of the coronavirus pandemic. Their key nominator, Valerie, is impressed on multiple fronts, telling us Lazy Ballerina Winery hires quality staff, treats them like family, and creates a safe and fun environment to work in. And the story goes on at moodyonthemarket.com. So check it out and get yourself some wine and read the story of Lazy Ballerina Winery. The backstory for McGee's Heating and Air Conditioning of Stevensville is the quintessential American success story. Owner and operator Scott McGee has more than 30 years of experience in the realm of heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, commonly referred to as simply HVAC. After working for others for a number of years, he ventured out in pursuit of that American dream by starting his own company, literally growing it from a home-based business in Bridgman to a full-fledged leader in the industry. McGee has steadily added employees since forming his business 13 years ago in 2007 and is so dedicated to having a skilled and competent team, he routinely pays for all of their ongoing training. Scott's nominator says he's a very vigilant man about his area of expertise and chooses to only focus on HVAC in a certain geographic area in order to best serve his clients. After outgrowing his space and buildings in Bridgman, he recently moved to 7301 Red Earl Highway in Stevensville, where he remodeled an existing structure and is adding an expansion already for his equipment and vehicles. Growth is the watchword for McGee's Heating and Air Conditioning, also a major sponsor of our Leadership Award series, for which we are very thankful, and now a member of the 15 Under 15. What if there was an organization in Southwest Michigan always at the ready to empower both parties in a dispute to resolve that dispute by literally communicating effectively with one another by staying focused on the whole story? If you didn't know that there already is, surprise, surprise, the 15 Under 15 has exactly that kind of story to share thanks to the winning team at Citizens Mediation Services. It's an admittedly small team. There are only 2 people on the staff, headed up by Jenny Miner, who has successfully led several nonprofit organizations in our midst for many years in Michigan's Great Southwest. Now, if this is your first introduction to Citizens Mediation Services, you'll likely be equally alarmed to learn that they've been in the alternative dispute resolution business in our market for some 28 years now. The person nominating Citizens Mediation Services, Gabriella, says, quite simply, this is a great community service that should receive greater recognition. and the Judges Selection Committee has concurred, welcoming them into the class of 2020 for the 15 under 15. The old line that suggests when one door closes, another opens is personified in the community of Waterville Eat by the company known simply as PuroClean. When the doors of the Waterville Eat paper mill closed years ago, Dennis Forrester opened the doors onto his new venture with PuroClean, a water damage and restoration firm that has been delivering first-rate service to the community ever since, earning him a slot this year in the 15 under 15 Small Business Enterprises. Forrester's PuroClean is a locally owned and operated small business focused on providing restoration services to businesses and homeowners across the region when they're faced with times of disaster and emergency through 24/7 rapid response teams to get the issue resolved. Their slogan is the paramedics of property damage. PuroClean certified fire and water service has a proven combination of training, state-of-the-art equipment, and efficient relationships with insurance and other partners in the area, and they serve Waterville Eat, South Bend, Kalamazoo, Niles, and Benton Harbor, to name just a few. Anchored at 7765 Red Arrow Highway in Waterville Eat, PuroClean was founded locally by Forrester in 2007. When the Waterville Eat paper mill closed up shop, he saw a need in the area for quality water damage and restoration services and began PuroClean, a family-owned company that strives to provide customers with exceptional service the first time and every time. The landscape of small-town America is blessed with many places that bring us great comfort, and many times over, the most comforting of places is the little diner that keeps folks connected. In the community of Waterville Eat, that place is the Sidetrack Cafe 2. Now a member of the 2020 class of the 15 under 15. Owned and operated by Michelle Edmonds, the Sidetrack Cafe 2, located at 315 Main Street in downtown Waterville Eat, was originally founded some 30 years ago. But she took the reins as the third member of her family to own the business, having revamped and started over a couple of years ago. Michelle grew up in the family-oriented cafe under her mother's ownership and worked on and off for various family members who tried to make the diner work over time. But when a crisis in the summer of 2018 forced the business to close down for a brief period, Michelle reopened the business and quickly put her mark on things, and the business has been thriving ever since. Michelle is characterized as being tremendously devoted to her family and her workers. Her nominator adds she is straightforward and will call a spade, but has the biggest heart of anyone I know. Congratulations to the Sidetrack Cafe 2 of Waterville Eat. Gamers are a special brand of people, a veritable community of like-minded, fun-loving, intensely dedicated to their craft people, which is why when a place like Tops Trade Center is at hand to keep the spirit alive, they become a virtual godsend to the gaming community. It's not uncommon at all to hear the comment, "I have shopped at Tops Trade Center since I was a small child," and they have always been a very kind and very fun place. Essentially, the word on the street is if you're having a bad day, Tops can turn it around and make it great. For the past 37 years, Tops Trade Center, now located at 1609 Mall Drive in Benton Harbor, has become a staple for the gaming community of Michigan's Great Southwest. Owner and operator Robbie Cerrone keeps the locally owned and controlled Tops Trading Center fully grounded with the gaming community, keeping the center both people-oriented and community-centered and making people happy since 1983. The award winners of the world, more often than not, set the pace through their attitude. Not surprisingly, the attitude at Century 21 affiliated St. Joseph is striking. Their mission? To always give 121%, to defy mediocrity and deliver extraordinary experiences. Not just another day in the office, right? The team recognizes that a good experience is what people are looking for now, and their main goal is to deliver elevated service by offering continuous quality service to not only clients, but everyone they encounter. The they of Century 21 affiliated St. Joseph includes owner Jason Schrock, managing broker Josh Frazee, office administrator Katie Schmidt, and Hannah Chiametti, regional administrator. The office has recently grown to 16 real estate agents. However, they are all independent contractors based at the Century 21 affiliated office and are not actual employees of the company. Headquartered at 1600 Niles Avenue in St. Joseph, Century 21 affiliated St. Joe hosts a hustle and happiness that is undeniable. The office staff works extremely hard to ensure that the agents are happy and productive. In fact, the office is the home of the Frazee team, who at the time of the nomination process was the #1 team in closed transactions in Southwest Michigan, as measured by the Southwestern Michigan Association of Realtors. Makes sense, a #1 team in the middle of the 15 under 15. That's the list, folks. You can find all of their great stories and learn more about each of them under the 15 Under 15 tab at the top of the page at moodyonthemarket.com. Our thanks once again to our sponsors and underwriters at the Southwest Michigan Regional Chamber, and for them affording us this beautiful space to tell you the story today. And to McGee's Heating and Air Conditioning, also a major underwriter, with support from the Mason Jar Cafe and United Way of Southwest Michigan. Thanks as well to the judges who narrowed the list to the top 15, led by Zach Vaughn from Cornerstone Alliance, who drafted Corbin Stokes, Ellie Mordyke, and Sarah Spoonholtz to do the job for us. I wish they could all be here side by side with the winners, but our hope is to have some sort of a big cocktail party next summer when we're allowed to be back together again to honor not only these folks, but the 40 Under 40 and this year's winners of the 20 Best Places to Work, all of which ended up being derailed in some form by the pandemic. Our thanks also to the Midwest Family digital guru Zach East and our talented videographer Ryan Cheevers from the Little Red Fern Productions for making this all look great for both you and me. Keep working hard on behalf of Southwest Michigan, and we hope to see you in the winner's circle sometime soon at moodyonthemarket.com.